Welcome back, Hunters! I'm the SurvivalVis, and we're back in the Hunter Classic, where because of how well the reception has been for the Hunter as a series, I'm going to keep it going every weekend, and I'm going to try to change it up a little bit from how I normally do series, because normally what happens is I do just like a brand new hunt each and every episode, but that also does mean that it kind of some games take a while to actually get into the action. So right as it gets action-packed, as Prehistoric Hunt showed this week, that's when it ended. I'm going to do more longer videos, but I cut it into 2 episodes each. So that way we're picking up right where we've left off. And today we're going to change out the loadout as well. Now in the comments, these 2 weapons basically have the same ethical chart, so technically if you wanted to be effective, you would not bring both. But I'm not exactly effective, if you guys have not noticed that. It's taken me 2.5 years, and I'm still barely, actually not even at the 500 sub mark. So, yeah, effective is not something that can be used with me. But what I'm going to switch this out for is a bit of a unique weapon that maybe you guys have never even heard of existing. But we're going to take a reverse draw crossbow. And it's kind of a unique one. It basically operates very similar to how your regular crossbow does. And equipment, I want to add some more stuff here too. Collars, because I've got elk, moose, that's what I want to bring. And, wait, do I have... Wow, I literally have 5 different bleak calls. Okay, that, not that. That's hog, no. Pheasant, no. Okay, I think that's everything. I guess I don't have a predator call. Large equipment, I got a... Apparently I have a ground blind. That's interesting. No dogs, no vehicles. Clothing-wise. Oh, actually I have a few different hats. Maybe I'll... let's go for the trapper hat. Why not? I kind of like the more traditional-looking stuff for hunting and that. Okay, so. This is our standard bullpup. Pretty easy that we've been using. This is the reverse draw. And you can see the bow limbs are actually on, backwards from what your typical crossbow setup is. It basically operates with the same principles, it's just that it's a bit of a different setup. I don't know if it would actually give you more power or not. Oh, I didn't even realize if you go out early enough, there's actually a little fire going in the camp here. But yeah, we're back on Redfeather Falls for this weekend. I'm just going to try to get more into, this area back here. And just, again, we're going to do... It's probably going to be, an hour-long hunt, but going to be around 2 half-hour episodes, or maybe a 50-minute. Just because, again, I do have to try to mind the timing for how long things take. I do slowly got to keep building up the channel. I still got to figure out what the best way of doing that is. I mean, I can pump out content, but the thing is, unless the algorithm shines and blesses you with its holy... I was going to say bugs, but technically I guess they're features in a way. Until you actually get blessed by the algorithm, you're probably going to just be... slowly trotting along, hoping to build yourself up. And probably that's where I'll going to be forever. So I gotta try to figure out what ways I can do to sort of build us out and network more. That's probably the biggest thing, right, for the channel, is the content seems to be pretty good from you guys. Just how you mentioned you've enjoyed it, watching, taking it all in, stuff like that. It's going to be more just trying to get the name out there and with other people to help kind of build that up further. I want to do it in more a proper way, not something where it's go on to somebody else's video, say, hey, come check out my video here. I don't like doing that. If you're going to somebody else's video, you should be commenting and engaging with that video, not to advertise yourself somewhere else. So that's why I haven't done anything like that, and I have to try to figure out how do I want to do it where I morally agree with it. So yeah, that's just ranting and rambling stuff to focus on later on down the line. I'm going to try... I think we'll try going to this one first. Put a little dot over there so we know where it is. Yeah, I'll just follow the road for a while. I found for Call of the Wild, this was probably your best way to get to, game or animal, or just go along a path and you'll hear something or see something to the side. I did leave a couple of hours earlier, because you can actually pick the time of day you'll go out at, exactly at, well, like Call of the Wild, where you could say, 6 a.m., which is what this is. So it's kind of like this almost eerie sort of, in a way. What's actually kind of reminding me is because of the wildfires that are happening in Canada, across Canada a bit, We actually had almost like the smoke haze in my area yesterday that really reminds me kind of like what this is. We far enough away that like poses no danger myself where I am, but yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that with how it's hazy and just how it looks right here. But again, we'll just go for a nice walk. I just want to get a bit more used to, yeah, because, okay, I can't zoom in or out with that, so I'll have to try to remember what the, actually, maybe it even has that listed for it. 20, 40, 60, 80. That's what I love for details. So that way you actually know exactly what your ranges are with it. And I'm not going to sprint, because again, it's not like I'm trying to rush in the content. Spacing it out into 2 different videos should help quite a bit in just expanding and enjoying what's along. I probably will just have to remember to do like a little cut of... Oh, hang on. Well. It's kind of off where we came, but... I'll definitely try... And that's actually something too, is I can try... As long as it's active... There we go. That's what I really like about that. You could almost put a marker right down the area where you heard the call come from. And this kind of gives you an idea of distance to it, direction, stuff like that. And it's where it's... You get a lot more information for the calls in Hunter Classic than Call of the Wild. Because Call of the Wild, all you basically get is general direction, I think. Oh yeah, I did crouch down. Again, just the mic stick. I know I'm being pretty technical, but, I mean, if I can't be technical through these videos and engage with you guys like it's proper conversation, then kind of just, I'm not doing a good job on my end for you. But yeah, it's just the mic stand kind of comes up and down, so it's kind of a little hard to see the symbols in that bottom right for me. And we'll just try another call. And we'll just kind of keep crouching and going about slowly. Because again, it's kind of eeriness where it's hard to say. Actually, gonna be hard to see distance-wise too. Oh, I saw him. Actually, it's hard to say what kind of size he's. Oh, actually, he looks like a really good one. My problem is, because I'm right down on the ground, I can't actually lower... Oh, there we go. And you can just see the antler there. I think he should still be coming this way. Oh yeah, the grass might get in the way, but it looks like a fairly nice one. Just hoping he'll start... Okay, how far off are you? It actually says he's in pretty close. Okay, I don't know if that actually got him or not. It's because it looked like the tree that he was beside was the 20-meter-ish. You do got a track there, though, so let's get close and see. But one thing you really feel is if these are new weapons, they are hard as hell to, like, steady your breath and use. It's one of the things I kind of like for the classic game to re-evaluate. Like, make it more general, this is a rifle skill, this is your, Okay, shoot, I guess I didn't get him with that. Well, we'll go along this way. Because we used a crossbow, I don't think he'll be that scared. Or, like, sent off that far. But, like, your rifle skill, and all rifles fall under what your, like, breath level is. Oh, okay, well, there's that done. I actually I should check my missions and try to cash some in, too, because I think I've done that before already last time. Yeah, see, the thing is going to be trying to find the new retreating tracks. They're going to have some distance between them because he's running. And it's actually something where you don't want to super, like, immediately chase after it. You almost want to give it some time to cool down without any pursuit, like, picking up after it. But yeah, trying to... Actually, let me see how this is for, like, just trying to get the... Okay, I'm surprised I didn't get that shot. I wonder if I went too high or too low. Yeah, I'm just going to come back to this one and see. Well, I definitely know he didn't go forward like that, saying. But that's also why I was taking the two rifles, just because I was definitely doing a lot better, and it is much easier to hunt with a firearm than actual, like, archery stuff. When I have the time to really go slow, I really got to just improve on that. Well, this is also where tracking can be difficult, because it might be a while before you'll actually see the next node pop up on its trail that it was, like, going from. Like, looking around here... Actually, maybe the mouse sensitivity is a little high. Let me try changing it down a bit. Actually, don't know if that's done anything or not, but I'll lower it down kind of like how I do with carnivores. Or like the carnivores mods, not exactly like Dinosaur Hunt. Now there's a difference on the channel. Yeah, see, like, I don't see any tracks from it. Oh, no, I want to stand up. There we go. See, I was hoping I would have at least come up across another track just to know for sure. Okay, I see this one here is probably the track he made when he called out the first time, but if it is a fleeing, then we at least have a direction. Oh, it is. Perfect. Okay, so... Yeah. Okay, maybe that... Actually, that might be where he was coming in from the call. But now that we got this, we at least have something we can go off of direction-wise. Now we just kind of have to, like, sweep a little bit... Keep following where the tracks run off to. Oh, there we go. And there's nothing like warning calls in the game either, so it's not going to be like Call of the Wild where it can be easy to know when you're nearing an animal. They are basically going to be wherever they... Ooh, that was kind of interesting with the lighting there. They're going to be wherever they are, so you gotta be careful as you do, like, try to track something down. The only reason I'm going to be walking at this point is because I feel like I've kind of dilly-dallied enough. There's enough time that he's gotten his distance and started to cool down a bit. Because the animals do have, like, a behavior where they'll stay alert for so long after they've been, like, scared or shot at or what have you. Ooh, that's a nice call. Oh. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try to just put something down pretty close. Yeah, we'll leave that there. And then we can always come back, try to go to that area, if depending on how we... Ooh, nope. That's what I want. Okay, still fleeing, so it looks like he went right over this way. So now it's saying it's registering he went this way further, but I feel like he could have also gone down the hill more. That's where the cone can be a little misleading, because from looks of the cone... You don't probably would keep it more like going up the mountain, but I don't know if it actually would or not. Hey, you know what, we'll try following the cone and see just in case. This also might be a little hard to track into, because those little bubbles for, like, the track nodes might even be, like, hidden inside some of the rocks at times. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything, so I feel like maybe I'm gonna try going down the hill a little ways this way. Maybe it kind of picked up it was going that way, but then because of the terrain, it would have shifted to try going down. They do feel like they have just, like, not a set path they follow. It feels more natural and dynamic for how they'll run off. Like, maybe certain terrain they do avoid when they're fleeing or stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not seeing much of anything, so maybe what I'll do... I'm going to try the elk. Okay, actually, got a fair bit of distance from that previous point. Yeah, it'll take a lot of, like, guessing and just trial and error before you might start getting the markers placed into the calls. But once you pick it up, it is kind of handy to know, like, okay, that was the general direction of them. Let's just kind of keep at that and see. Ew, and this is going to be interesting. Rain, I think, helps quiet your movement as well. I think it is, like, called wild, where you are harder to, like, hear as you're moving about. But it also adds a nice bit of atmosphere as well. I don't see... Oh, see, it's pretty dense around here, so I don't see any movement right now. I think I'll keep the rifle at the ready, just in case. And I would like to try getting the crossbow to get a kill, but after that, like, miss on the deer, I don't feel too confident with it. Oh. Okay, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll try for him, because he's not very far out. Maybe around 100 to 200-ish range for score? Oh, there we go. When she works nice. I think I must have just had the ranging off for going after the deer. Well, we can go over and take a look at it. And all the, like, player weapon poses and the trophy animal poses are things you have to pick up from the store. As, like, well, there are some bundled, others you can buy them individually. Do we do casual? Let's spin ourselves around. God, that is such a weird way to hold that crossbow. Okay, that's actually quite a bit better for it. And, you know, let's do respectful for the first one. I say that and I keep sliding myself around. No, careful. Okay, so I'm kind of colliding with him. That's why there's a bit of movement going on. No, no. See, how about right there? Not quite. I think right there we go. That'll do, and we'll just accept that. And sell that, sell that for some of the GM. And yeah, it usually seems like 2 or 3 animals, and that'll get you another stack of 10 ammo for, like, the pricing, so... The biggest source of money is going to be from the missions that the game offers for you. Actually, let me also... let me just clear that off. There we go. You know what? I'm just going to... Maybe I'm just going to wander back towards where we were. Like, the deer... I would still like to get him, but I don't know where he could have gone with all this time. Like, a nice thing about the crossbow is using it, you're not going to spook anything really in the area because there's no sound from when you use it. But yeah, I don't know where he might have ran off to. I am kicking myself a little bit because I thought that was lined up so nicely, but I guess I shot too low or too high. We'll just kind of walk our way back. I'm very surprised at the time, actually. That's one of the things, and why I'm doing the longer episodes for, like, the Hunter, Prehistoric... Oh. Something. I don't know... Oh, it's stuck up there, I think. It's our boy, I think. But that's good. We got a sighting, and we actually might be able to try to get him... I'll try to get him before this episode's over, and instead of, like, brand new hunt, we'll just pick up from there. But to do that, I am going to switch back to the bullpup. Actually, kind of do like the look of a bullpup. In some ways, it kind of reminds me of, like, the Monster Hunter light bowgun, because you always have the trigger right towards the back, and all the ammo in that is loaded ahead of it, which is bullpup by design. The trigger is behind the ammunition, or magazine. Oh no, you might actually be different, because it's not saying, like, rediscovered previous trail. Yeah, this is actually a different deer. At least I'm fairly sure, although I don't know why the other X's are still there. Maybe it is the same deer. Okay, well, unfortunately that kind of... One of the issues about when you pick up, like, calls from animals is then you'll stop tracking the one you were. At least with this... Kind of try going a bit slow and just see if I can get a good visual from distance. I think what I'll have to do is try going out... Maybe it's 7 or 8 for, like, the hunt set time setting. Just because 6 seems a little too early in the morning to be able to get, like, the good visibility. Okay, yeah, see, that makes it look like he's pretty far off from here. Just so I don't spook it again by accident, I am going to approach this a little bit slower. See if I can just keep on its trail and keep watching ahead for movement. There's nothing like skills or anything that'll improve, like, or well, maybe there's certain clothing you can wear that would reduce your visibility and your scent. I think that's something they tried implementing, but I don't think it's, like, the most concise system for knowing how detectable you are, like how Call of the Wild does it. I think it's more like a text description of average to this, medium to this, or... It'd be nice if it was more like a chart layout of, like, this out of, say, 1 to 5 of scent or 1 to 5 of visibility. Things like that, just to make it a little easier and concise to know. Not only just like what rank you are, but how large and what your rankings of each things are too. Oh, okay, so we are on the right track. Actually, is that it over there? It is. There we go. And might as well just pop that quick in. There we go. Actually, I just want to take a quick look in the inventory at that. So I thought the bullpup was trigger... Yeah, I think the trigger's more forward than the magazine usually is. I was trying to think, because I thought there are some, like, just bolt-action rifles, I think, where it's kind of more like almost a little ahead or a little behind. I'm not a very good gun expert. Well, actually, no, do not put me in expert with anything right at this point, to be honest. It's just that the bullpups have a pretty unique design to them. They kind of look like they're a little bit more compacted for things. But there it is. Probably the one that I think we got sighted earlier. And it does seem, depending on the animal and the score, those do both go into affecting the GM total you'll get. Like, this guy might be worth more than that elk we just got. We'll have to see when we actually get to the cell. For now, let's see how he ranks. Not too bad. 106 isn't the biggest score, though. I think for these guys... I'm actually surprised that that's all he scored when you look at, like, the antlers to him. And... maybe go for pensive. Come here, you. Ooh, slide... scoot yourself over this way. I'm not sure if I want the rifle poking him like that. Let's see if we can just turn ourselves a bit more. There we are. That's a nice little one there. Okay, yeah, so 51. So, worth more than the elk was, actually. And I know, like, each animal is going to have a different kind of range for what the good scores are or not. I thought, like, a really good whitetail was somewhere around, like, the 150 to 200-ish range, but I may be mistaken even on that. But that's a nice, decent one taken down. Oh, and we're actually at the back of the archery range. I said I was going to try getting further out and then resume episodes, but it basically seems like we went in a circle. But thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the Hunter Classic. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give us a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We're going to have the second episode of this hunt going up, and we'll just go from there and see what you guys think. If there are certain areas you'd like me to see or go on a hunt to next, let me know as well, and I can easily work on those. But until I see you next time, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.